There comes a moment in your life when you realize the world isn't waiting for you, and no one is coming to save you. There's only you, your work, and your mindset. Every legend you admire didn't rise because they were chosen. They rose because they chose themselves. They decided that average was no longer acceptable. They decided excuses were beneath them. They decided that no matter the pain, the doubt, the fear, they were going to rise anyway. You have that same power, the same fire, the same potential. But potential means nothing without action. Greatness means nothing without sacrifice. So today, right now, make the decision that changes everything. To stop watching life and start dominating it. To stop wishing and start becoming. To stop surviving and start winning. This is the moment you rewrite your story. This is the moment the champion inside you finally wakes up. Are you ready? There comes a moment when distractions fade, excuses dissolve, and all that remains is the truth, who you are, who you're becoming, and who you refuse to be anymore. This speech, this moment right here, is that awakening. You didn't press play on this because you want motivation. You came here because something inside you, some quiet whisper, some buried fire, knows you are capable of far more than the life you've been living. You came because you feel that pull, the pull toward greatness, the pull toward transformation, the pull toward becoming the person you were always meant to be. Today, we dive into the psychology of champions, the raw, unbreakable mindset that separates those who win from those who wish. This isn't about motivation. This is an identity shift. Because the greatest champions in history weren't born special. They became special through a mindset forged in fire. A mindset that says, I refuse to be average. I refuse to be ordinary. I refuse to remain who I am. And starting today, that mindset will become yours. Kobe Bryant once said, everything negative, pressure, challenges, is all an opportunity for me to rise. Champions understand something most people never will. Life does not respond to your dreams. Life responds to your psychology. Before any victory on the court, before any trophy is lifted, before any medal is earned, there is a mental decision. I will win. That belief, that certainty, that internal shift is what propels the champion to rise while the world sleeps, to grind while others rest, to push when their body screams to stop. Most people wait for the world to believe in them. Champions believe in themselves first. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't become CR7 by accident. He became CR7 because he decided he would be great, long before the world agreed with him, long before the critics stopped laughing, long before he became a global icon. He believed, and that belief created the drive. The drive created the work. The work created the results. The results created the legend. This is the psychology you must adopt. Because the truth is simple. Success isn't given. Success isn't discovered. Success is built in the mind first, then lived in reality. The moment you change your mind, you change your behavior. The moment you change your behavior, you change your identity. And the moment you change your identity, you change your destiny. Mike Tyson once said, "Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it." Champions aren't fueled by comfort. They're fueled by obsession. The champion doesn't chase motivation. He chases mastery. He doesn't care how he feels. He cares who he becomes. He doesn't wait for perfect conditions. He creates them. The world sees obsession. Champions see purpose. This is why Conor McGregor could say with absolute conviction, "I am not talented, I am obsessed." Obsession is the engine, discipline is the steering wheel, vision is the GPS. When you combine all three, you become unstoppable. Champions rise earlier, they train harder, they study longer, they sacrifice more, they withstand pain better, they rebound faster, they endure more doubters, more failures, more setbacks, and still refuse to quit. Not because they are superhuman, but because their purpose is too strong to abandon. Champions choose the pain of discipline over the pain of regret. Arnold Schwarzenegger became a 7-time Mr. Olympia, a Hollywood superstar, and the governor of California, because he refused to accept limitations. He said, "The worst thing I can be is the same as everybody else." I hate that. That is the champion mindset. It says, I don't want average. I don't want normal. I don't want what everybody else settles for. I want greatness. I want to become undeniable. And once you commit to that mentality, life itself begins to shift. Opportunities appear, energy increases, focus sharpens. The world reorganizes around your determination. This is when you stop being a dreamer and become a champion. David Goggins has one of the most brutal but transformative philosophies in the world. The most important conversations you will ever have are the ones you'll have with yourself, because you are fighting two versions of you every day. The weak you, the one who quits, doubts, procrastinates, fears. The champion you, the one who rises, decides, commits, transforms. Most people lose the internal battle long before they lose externally. They lose to excuses. They lose to fear. They lose to comfort. They lose to hesitation. They lose to old habits. They lose because their mind has not been trained to win. Champions understand this fundamental truth. You cannot win in life until you win in the mind. So they train their mind like a weapon. They visualize. They affirm. They prepare. They anticipate adversity. They study their weaknesses. They build mental armor. Greg Plitt once said, "The hardest thing in life to do is to change yourself. But once you conquer yourself, anything is possible." The world's strongest warriors aren't built in the gym. They're built in the hours of silence, the moments of doubt, the days of pressure, the nights of uncertainty, the battles no one else sees. This is where champions are forged, not in spotlight, but in shadows. Phil Jackson taught Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan something profound. Pressure is not real. Pressure is what you feel when you don't know what you're doing. Champions don't run from pressure, they run toward it. Why? Because pressure reveals truth. Pressure exposes weakness. Pressure builds strength. Every champion understands that pain is the price of greatness. Not emotional pain alone, not physical pain alone, but both. Pain is the sculptor. Pressure is the chisel. Purpose is the vision. Look at David Goggins, a man who shattered physical and psychological limits by embracing discomfort like a religion. Look at Chris Bumstead, who became a bodybuilding icon by outworking everyone, even while battling anxiety and autoimmune disorders. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo, who practices free kicks for hours after everyone leaves the field, not because he has to, but because he refuses to settle. Pain doesn't break champions. Pain builds champions. The world sees suffering. The champion sees rebirth. There is no champion alive, past or present, who didn't have an unshakable belief in themselves long before the world believed in them. Belief isn't arrogance. Belief isn't ego. Belief is the foundation of action. Because without belief, you won't try. Without belief, you won't persist. Without belief, you won't finish. Conor McGregor once said, "Doubt is only removed by action." If you're not working, that's where doubt comes in. Champions erase doubt with preparation. They erase insecurity with repetition. They erase fear with familiarity. They don't wait to feel confident. They create confidence through work. Self-belief is the fuel. Discipline is the ignition. Work is the fire. And once the fire is burning, you become unstoppable. The average person fears failure. The champion requires it. Alex Hormozy says, "The people who succeed are the ones who fail the most because they keep trying." Champions don't run from failure. They study it. They learn from it. They grow from it. They use it. Failure is not the end. Failure is feedback. Michael Jordan missed more than 9,000 shots. He lost 300 games. He missed the game-winning shot 26 times. And what did he say? "I failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Failure doesn't define you. Stopping does. Motivation is temporary. Passion is inconsistent. But discipline is forever. When Kobe Bryant woke up at 3 a.m. to train, it wasn't motivation, it was discipline. When Cristiano Ronaldo stayed after practice to take 200 extra shots, it wasn't motivation, it was discipline. When David Goggins ran miles on broken legs to complete Navy SEAL Hell Week, it wasn't motivation, it was discipline. Champions understand the law. What you do daily determines what you become permanently. Discipline builds identity. Identity builds destiny. Let me tell you something the world doesn't want to hear. Champions work harder than everybody else. You will never outsmart someone you refuse to outwork. You will never outperform someone you refuse to outpractice. You will never outshine someone you refuse to outgrind. Kobe Bryant studied game film for hours every day. Cristiano Ronaldo trains with a military-level regimen. Arnold Schwarzenegger lifted weights with a ferocity that became legendary. As Eric Thomas says, "When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you will be successful." Champions don't ask for less work. They ask for more. Purpose is not a luxury. Purpose is a necessity. Without purpose, you quit. Without purpose, you fold. Without purpose, you drift. Without purpose, you accept mediocrity. Champions know their why. They know what they're fighting for. They know what they're building. They know what they're sacrificing for. Purpose creates clarity. Clarity creates focus. Focus creates consistency. Consistency creates greatness. This is why the greatest champions in the world are not driven by applause, but by mission. There is a moment in every champion's life when they stop trying to change their behavior and decide to change their identity. They no longer say, "I want to be disciplined." They say, "I am disciplined." They no longer say, "I want to be successful." They say, "I am successful in the making." They no longer say, "I want to be the best." They say, "I am becoming the best." Identity is everything. Because when you believe something about yourself, your mind, body, and actions reorganize to align with that belief. You become the person who doesn't quit, doesn't negotiate with weakness, doesn't skip work, doesn't lower standards, doesn't accept average. You become a champion. Champions don't live by chance. Champions live by principles. Here are the eternal laws of the champion's psychology. 1. No excuses. The world owes you nothing. You owe yourself everything. 2. No entitlement. Greatness must be earned daily. 3. No victim mindset. Champions respond, losers complain. 4. No comparison. Your journey is yours. 5. No limitation. Your mind creates your ceiling. Your work breaks through it. 6. No quitting. Ever. This isn't just about sports. This isn't just about business. This isn't just about fitness. The champion mindset applies to studying, building a business, healing from pain, mastering a craft, pursuing a dream, overcoming adversity, elevating your family, transforming your life. Everywhere you go, everything you do, the champion mindset follows. If you want greatness in any area, you must become a champion in every area. This is the moment of truth. Will you go back to who you were, or rise into who you must become? Will you retreat into comfort or advance into greatness? Will you keep living the life you've been given, or build the life you've been destined to live? You know the answer. Because if you made it this far, you are not average. You are not ordinary. You are not meant for mediocrity. You are meant for more, much more. You are meant to be a champion. This is your time. This is your era. This is your awakening. From this moment forward, carry these words with you. Dominate your mind. Conquer yourself. Embrace the grind. Reject excuses. Rise through pain. Believe without doubt. Work without fear. Push without limits. Because the psychology of champions is no longer something you admire. It is something you live. And starting today, you are the champion. Now, go out there and show the world exactly who you are.